And for those of you who hear Madera Canyon and then say, Sparky, you're actually up in some mountains there. Well, it is a canyon in one of these sky islands, these little mountain ranges that erupt out of the desert floor and have a unique set of habitats and therefore a unique set of birds and other critters. And Sparky, why go in July and August? Well, that is monsoon season, the wet season, when it is the peak of breeding down here. The birds are most active. Yeah, maybe hot in the desert, but it's a good time to come down. Good morning. It is 5:39 a.m. and the sun just came up. About four and a half hours of sleep. So maybe I can take a siesta. The goal today is I'm gonna cruise from Montezuma Quail, my nemesis. The road up to Madera Canyon is really good for Bottery's sparrow, so you could just kind of pull over and listen for their unique song. I just had this feeling it'd be better to walk for Montezuma quail. But I've done this Bog Springs campground loop every time I'm here, walking and driving. One of the better spots for them, but maybe that's just because so many people come through here. And yeah, getting a photo while seeing one would be great. My first sighting in 1994 was, let's just say, fleeting. California Gulch. But yeah, sulfur-bellied flycatcher down by the stream. That was cool, but wouldn't stick around for a photo or video. Nice and quiet and only 73 degrees so far. But anybody that goes to Madera Canyon is going to end up eventually at the Santa Rita Lodge feeders. Probably one of the best places to photograph hummingbirds in southeast Arizona. You can get very close to the birds and the feeders. They even have a bench within a couple feet of several feeders. And here I met one of my biggest YouTube fans, Mike, which was awesome. And then I found out his son is Max Henschel, who over a decade ago had participated in my Friends of Sax-Zim Bog Birdathon, the world's coldest birdathon up in the Sax-Zim Bog in northern Minnesota. Mike and Max. Max was you were the Badgerland eruption. Were you part of?
Yeah, something like that.
And you guys won the birdathon in
that's right.
The second ever birdathon.
That's right, yeah. David Lupuma,
yeah.
Jessica Gorzo.
Jessica, yeah.
I think Tom Presby was with
all you guys have moved on to posts of great things, yes. So good to run into Mike and Max. And that's one of the great things about southeast Arizona is almost every spot you go, you're going to see old friends or make new friends.
Jamie?
From Phoenix.
Yeah, from Phoenix.
And I'm here, and their first time to southeast Arizona, and they're coming to Sax-Zim Bog. Is that a promise?
Hopefully.
Is that a promise? In midwinter when it's 25 below zero?
Yeah.
30 below
we
zero?
live in Phoenix, so the cold.
Okay, well, we'll see you in Sax-Zim with those great gray owls and hawk owls and boreal owls, okay? Would that be a lifer? Great gray?
Definitely, yes.
Okay, back to birding at the Santa Rita Lodge feeders. We were waiting for a special guest. Would be a lifer for Sparky. A Berylline Hummingbird has been hanging around. Beautiful adult male, and then also a hybrid. So fingers crossed. It has been a bit of a nemesis over the last 3 decades.
Male black-chinned center feeder on the
It's not just hummingbirds at the feeders either. Acorn woodpeckers have gotten creative, and yeah, they also frequent the hummingbird feeders. That is one giant hummingbird, or at least pretending to be one. I got a few okay photos here, and you know, only made possible by flash and a MagMod flash modifier to project the flash, because high noon in southeast Arizona, the light is going to be harsh, and so the flash just fills in the shadows and gives you just a far better look on these portraits. As usual, at the end of this video, I will share with you my favorite, more creative bird photos from these 2 days up in Madera Canyon. But then, after waiting quite a while, just like Connor and Alex said, well, you'll meet them in the next episode, in came the Berylline Hummingbird. Boom! Notice the distinctive red underwings and that rusty red tail. And what a gorgeous hummer. That just the all emerald green head and throat and back, the rusty orange wings and tail and underwings. Yeah, a real beauty. Pretty big, about the size of a broadbilled. A rare visitor from Mexico. Not every year, but almost every year it shows up somewhere in southeast Arizona. Yeah, fun. Even after the mountain warblers of the last episode at Mount Lemmon, I was eager to see some more, so I was going to hike up to the pines from the end of the Madera Canyon road towards Mount Wrightson. So I took the super trail. I didn't quite make it all the way up to the pines, but I got distracted by a bird I'd never photographed before. Yeah, Hutton's Vireo in a mixed flock with bridled titmice and white-breasted nuthatches. And I guess that's common for them to travel in these mixed flocks. So got some photos, not awesome, but my only photos of Hutton's Vireo. It was hot and I was too lazy, so I just kind of took my time going down, searching. Montezuma quail could be up there somewhere. This is a video of me searching. But nope, headed back down. When in doubt, sit at a water hole in the desert. Oh, yeah, it's always that conundrum. I mean, it's a beautiful morning and I'm sitting at this water hole, there's birds coming by. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I gotta get those lifers. Time is wasting. You know, you only get so many mornings when it's 70 some degrees. It'll be 100 before you know it, and the bird activity will slow down. I should be just driving, but yeah, just nothing like the magic of the draw of water in the desert. Painted redstarts, sulfur-bellied flycatchers, acorn woodpeckers, white-winged dove, and an oriole and a black-headed grosbeak. Who knows what else might show up? Yeah, so I think we'll give it a few more minutes. I've gotten some interesting, my best ever painted redstart photos, so that's something. Just hoping a covey of Montezuma quail come here to drink. That'd be good. Check out the tail fanning behavior on this painted redstart, and I gotta believe it's for the similar purpose that they think the American redstart does wing flashes and tail flashing, and that is to show off their lighter orange in the case of American redstart and white in the case of the painted redstart, patches of feathers that may alarm an insect and cause it to move or twitch or fly, and so then they can more easily find and capture their prey. Notice the painted redstart sees an insect, boom, goes after it. Oh, just misses it. And then, oh, second chance. No, not quite. Certainly not award winners, but here are some of my favorite photos that I took while sitting at this little water hole over a couple hours, over a couple days. It is really hard to photograph painted redstarts. A, they're so fast and always moving, and B, the red is on their belly. This is funny. This is a Warbling Vireo, and a few days before this trip, I would have just called it a Warbling Vireo. This species would not be on my radar, but on August 14th, the AOS, the American Ornithological Society, came out with their checklist supplement to North American birds, taxonomic update, and guess what? Warbling Vireos were split into Western Warbling Vireo and Eastern Warbling Vireo. Yes, that was 2 days after I saw this bird, but hey, I'm counting it. ABA LIFER, baby. And while I was sitting there, I could hear the squeaky toy, the awesome little call of the sulfur-bellied flycatcher. Well, it's not little, it's pretty loud. And this one let me approach and get some video and photos, but maybe you can see by the pinkish gape there that this is probably a youngster, but nearly adult plumage, so I'll take it. Of course, it was high up and I was looking up at it, so, you know, but hard to get a photo of this species, so I'm thrilled to get this image. And this is one of my favorite types of birding, just sitting in one spot and watching what's going on. And that's kind of the impetus for my next big venture, putting the watching back in bird watching. Stay tuned. Some exciting stuff coming up about that. Ooh, what a great time. I decided to come back and just sit at this water hole again. And it's you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a magnet. Water is a magnet in the desert. Some mourning doves just came in. A bit later, I was just walking down the trail that parallels this creek when I caught some movement coming down the trail towards me. And boom, it was a white-nosed Coatimundi. I immediately kind of dropped to the ground to get some eye-level shots, and they were all blurry. This is the best one, sadly. You know, it's just so bizarre to think these critters live in the United States. Bridget and I have seen them in Costa Rica, and it seems like a species that should belong in Costa Rica. But hey, we just had a little stare down, and then he got a little alarmed as I took some photos and actually ran up this tree, climbed it very easily. I did not know they could do that. But check out his jaw. He's obviously been in a fight or something, somehow got part of his lower jaw ripped off there, the skin of it anyway. So he looks pretty nasty, but I think he was just a little scared when he encountered me on his trail. No luck again on Montezuma quail. Everybody's got to have a nemesis bird. Maybe I'll splurge and go to Davis Mountain State Park in Texas, where they actually come to a feeder. Wouldn't be the same, but yeah, gotta see one. Definitely one of the most handsome of our gallinaceous birds in this country. I love all the gallinaceous birds though, so gotta get it. And the big finale, my favorite images from the 2 days I spent in Madera Canyon. Oh, this one was so close. I love this look. It just wasn't really that sharp, unfortunately, sadly. But I love the helicopter blur on these guys. I was obviously shooting into the sun, backlighting them. And actually, these are single frames clipped from a video, 4K 120. So it is possible. You're not going to blow these up to a giant size to print, but provide some stunning looks. I did lighten the body on some of these. Here's just a straight up portrait. It's a little touch of flash to fill in the shadows. Black-chinned hummer. Throat looks very black until you pop a little flash in there. This was a slow speed image with a flash pop at the end. But here you can see that purple lower throat of the gorget. Oh, nice. Not razor sharp, but I kind of like the look of this one coming in for a landing. And some more Rufous hummingbird portraits in flight. You really do not need to freeze the wings. Yeah, you're going to be at such a high ISO. I don't know. I like the look of a little motion in the wings, since that's what they're doing most of the time is flapping. This hummer surrounded by foliage, one of my favorites of the trip. I love the blur of the foreground foliage. Acorn woodpeckers get very close to you here at Santa Rita feeders. And in this image, I got pretty close, shot a little bit looking up, and popped a flash. I love the bluish tones to their black feathers. Highly abstract painted redstart. They are tough because the red is very low on their body and their belly, but that's kind of what makes their plumage. But I made this kind of a minimalistic, abstract shot by cropping it this way and overexposing the granite. And this is my favorite from Madera Canyon, the angelic black-chinned hummingbird. A flash image and a slower shutter speed. And I just love the blobs of light in the background shooting into the sun. Well, that's it. Superstar bird of this episode. Obviously, Berylline Hummingbird, ABA LIFER number blah, 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 blah. On my way to 700. Superstar mammal, Coatimundi, baby. You bet. Surprise encounter on a trail. That's the way to see them, not at hummingbird feeders at night. So anyway, thanks. Episode 3, we're going to Sycamore Canyon. We're going to do the death march to look for Rufous capped warbler. Stay tuned. See ya.